been a surprise for me that Jenny and I leading the ceremony. This is amazing. This is a very good day. A very good day.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Well, we love each other.
लव इतने लव आप उसकी माँ के बराबर हो. देखो आप हमारे से भी उम्र में बहुत बड़े हो.
It is like all the good work we done till now can be spoiled by one loud person.
आप अपनाओ अपने परिवार को. मैं जा रही हूँ.
If Jenny and Sumit were hoping for blessings, I really hope this isn't an omen. One loud, very loud aunt with a lot of opinions is determined to ruin their marriage. But before we get to the troublemaker, let's rewind to the start and join them as the family are in celebrative spirits.
Progress is good at the cafe. Things are moving along. Today we're having a Hindu ceremony called a puja. It's for blessings.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think they're going to need all the blessings they can get, not just for their living arrangement, but also for their working one. Remember, they've decided to all go into business together. Yeah, they're setting up a cafe that has no running water, and Sumit's brother has even quit his job to join this family business. But with so much stress and so much riding on that business to earn money for everyone, I'm sure it comes as a welcome break that today they can focus on something else, something a lot more positive. You see, the plan for today is to have a ceremony to bless the new living arrangement for the whole family. So with that comes the chance for Jenny to dress up.
Oh, कितने सुंदर लग रहे हो. Good, beautiful.
Thank you.
ये Indian lady. Indian lady.
My family is very religious.
Look, I've got to say, for as sceptical as I was at first, and those fears haven't completely gone, but, you know, as sceptical as I definitely was at the beginning, it does really seem as if Sumit's mum has accepted Jenny as a daughter-in-law. Now, that doesn't by any means mean that it's clear sailing from here. Daughter-in-law duties, for one, are going to be a whole separate beast. But it does at least appear as though everyone's going into this with good intentions. Like, that's the very reason why this very religious family are looking to do a housewarming blessing. Now, as always, Jenny is very happy to get stuck in. She's always really embraced the Indian way of life, and this is no different. This housewarming blessing starts with Sumit smashing coconuts, and then continues with various rituals for both Sumit and Jenny to complete.
Right leg, left, inside, pull, come. Yes, straight, come over.
It's gonna be...
Oh dear, I really hope that isn't also a sign of bad luck. I love how it hits Sumit on the way down. Now, the symbolism of that, her balancing it on her head, is meant to represent, in Jenny's words, her taking control of everything within the house. And let's not forget, that is definitely what Sapna wants. She's definitely trying to train Jenny to do that. But it doesn't exactly look like fate, the powers that be, or Jenny herself are quite in alignment with that plan. Still, undeterred, the ceremony continues. And Jenny isn't just a backseat passenger, she is taking a very proactive role in everything.
It's been a surprise for me that Jenny and I leading the ceremony. This is amazing. This is a very good day. And now all my extended family members are showing up.
Ah, yeah, and here is where everything begins to go downhill fast. You see, while it may have up until this point only been the immediate family involved in the ceremonies, it's at this point that the extended family begin to also show up. Now, Sumit, as always, his naive, optimistic self, believes that everything's going to be great. It's going to be a wonderful day. But obviously, he doesn't know his aunt all that well. Now, this lady here is Sumit's father's sister, so his paternal aunt. She's someone that's clearly very close to the family and also very important within the family. And of course, Jenny is expected to show all of these elders, although technically none of them are actually older than her, but she's expected to show all of these people respect.
Touch your feet?
No.
This one.
No.
How about you?
Now, significantly, Jenny hasn't really spent much time with the extended family because pretty much all of them were against her and Sumit's relationship. Now again, as always, naive little Sumit thinks that it's great they've now shown up to support their marriage. I mean, surely, he reasons, the fact that they're here must mean their attitudes have changed. And unfortunately, Sumit's optimism also gives Jenny false hope.
It's a really good sign that they start accepting our relationship.
I think that they need to get to know me and be happy for us and get over it.
Unfortunately, Jenny, that's going to be a lot easier said than done. It's going to take a lot more than them just getting to know you for them to get over it. Like a lot more. Perhaps a time machine or something. Now, given the fact that Jenny doesn't have the ability to make herself younger, the next best thing she can do is to try and convince everyone that she's embraced Indian traditions and culture. So, with the help of her sister-in-law Shri, Jenny sits on the floor and begins creating colourful patterns made from sand and powder that's intended to not just welcome the guests, but also keep out the negative energy from the house. But, sadly, that doesn't seem to be working.
Very nice.
शिरू तारीफ कर रहा है नहीं अच्छा नहीं बनाया
अच्छा तो बनाया
नहीं अच्छा बनाया
He's saying Jenny didn't make it good.
Yeah, we can all feel it. She's not even trying to hide it. There's a lot of negative energy and judgment coming towards Jenny from Sumit's aunt. So why is that? Like, if Sumit's mum and dad, if her own brother has learnt to accept Jenny as a daughter-in-law, why can't she get over it? Well, you see, she explains that the whole family, including the extended family, are all being judged. They've all faced scrutiny and ridicule because of Jenny and Sumit's relationship.
को भी कोई पसंद नहीं करता इसकी जो सुमित और जैनी की वजह से बिल्कुल एज में भी प्रॉब्लम है और देखो ये दादी पोतियों वाली लग रही है हम में बड़ी लग रही है वो और हम कैसे अपना लें उसको
Look, Sumit's aunt is clearly very bitter, but I think it's important to also try and consider things from her perspective. If she herself is being treated badly because of her nephew's choices which of course she and her whole society at large don't agree with, then that doesn't necessarily justify, but it gives a reason why she feels the way that she does. Now, the counter-argument to that is that blood should always be thicker than water. Who cares what outsiders think if your loved ones are happy? But, sadly, that might be nice in theory, but much harder in practice. Like, for Indian society, this is so far beyond the realms of what's expected that I don't think she'll ever be okay with it.
आप जैनी को सपोर्ट कर रही हो
अरे सिखा दूं जरा इनको सिखाना तो चाहिए
Why are you bothering? We're enjoying and you're bothering.
Watching her whole family embrace Jenny really seems to annoy and anger Sumit's aunt. Like, she's already shocked enough as it is that Sumit's parents have welcomed them into their home, but now seeing them embrace Jenny and teach her their customs really seems to tick her off. Now, the problem is, it's not exactly as if Jenny is calming this situation down. I get the sense there might be some past history between these two ladies, because Jenny is very quick to not just get irritated, but also confront the aunt. What's your problem, she asks, why are you bothering us? But that subordinance is more than the aunt is willing to take.
नहीं बनाना खड़े हो
अरे डिजाइन
खड़े हो जाओ नहीं बनाना
Why are you taking mom?
नहीं बनाना जैनी बनाएगी
What's she do?
चलो उधर बैठो
अरे यार
I never thought I'd see the day where someone orders Sumit's mum around, in her own house no less. Like, she's physically manhandling Sadhna. She's literally dragging her up by her arm. It seems a little bit too much, doesn't it? What's Jenny's crime here? All she's done is try to draw some flowers. It's crazy. Now, Sadhna surprisingly complies. And I think, as much as anything, that just goes to show this lady's importance or standing within the family. If even Sadhna doesn't dare to disobey her orders. I mean, she doesn't seem like the kind of lady that ordinarily would put up with that. So when Sumit walks over to try and plead with his aunt, try and explain to her that he and Jenny are happily married, his aunt makes it clear in no uncertain terms that she will never approve of their marriage.
आपसे अधिक उम्र से ज्यादा है
क्या उम्र लेके बैठ गई बेटा खुश है ना इसमें बेटे की खुशी में खुशी देख रही हूँ ना कोई बात नहीं क्या हो गया तो
For as nice as it is to see Sadhna standing up for them, her sister-in-law doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't care how Sumit feels. This marriage is wrong in society's eyes, she says. And when Sumit steps in to remind his aunt it's too late, they're already married. Like, who cares what anyone else thinks at this point? It's already a done deal. His aunt, again, seemingly talking on behalf of all of India, again makes her stance very clear.
शादी ऐसे कोई शादी मानी जाती है, समाज के बिना शादी हो जाती है.
I didn't expect that my aunt will start like saying all this.
Why, Sumit? Like, why has this come as such a surprise to you? I mean, Sumit definitely lives in a fairy tale world, doesn't he? This is a guy who, after all, thinks that a family cafe with no running water is going to be a success. Now, don't get me wrong, I also think it's wild his aunt has taken such a harsh stance on today of all days, a day that's meant to be a blessing. Like, she's got all worked up over literally nothing. Jenny did nothing wrong today. But the fact that Sumit was so oblivious to how his own family really feel about him, like the fact that he naively believed they weren't here to stir up trouble or put a wedge between him and Jenny and their family, is also pretty shocking. He should have known better. He should know that no matter what he or Jenny say, his aunt will never agree.
Well, we love each other.
लव इतने लव आप उसकी माँ के बराबर हो. देखो आप हमारे से भी उम्र में बहुत बड़े हो.
If you don't like
तो
us, you
ऐसा
don't
नहीं होना
have to
चाहिए
come
ना.
over.
Jenny is over it. If she doesn't like it, she can just ignore us, she says. But of course, Sumit and his family don't feel the same way. Family is important in their culture. Like, Sumit pleads with his aunt. He explains to her that Jenny is the perfect woman for me. She's supported me. She's always been there for me. But no matter what he says, it falls on deaf ears. This lady isn't interested. The only thing she sees is the age gap. So it's left to her brother, Sumit's dad, to try and make her see reason.
उसके साथ खुश था जो उसकी उम्र की थी नहीं था इसके साथ खुश है.
दीदी आपने ये तो कह रहे हो इसकी वजह से ना, तो हमारा परिवार भी तो है ना. परिवार क्या कहेगा कि भाई इतनी. मैं भी ये.
The thing is, his parents did think about society and their expectations. Let's not forget, Sumit was married before Jenny. His parents pushed him into an age-appropriate arranged marriage, which didn't work. He was bitterly unhappy. Like, face it, Sumit just doesn't fit the mould. He's never going to comply with what Indian society expects of him. Heck, weren't we even told that this was all charted for Sumit before he was even born? Like, didn't his dad say that the family astrologer had said that Sumit was always destined to marry an older woman? I mean, that being the case, given all the fighting and heartbreak this family have gone through to no avail, I mean, Jenny and Sumit are still together, what's this aunt now hoping to achieve? Does she really want to tear Sumit away from his family again?
कुछ भी कर ले.
ये आपने ही बिगाड़ा है. वो कोई भी नहीं अपनाएगा इसको, जेनी को. अगर सुमित जेनी को छोड़ देगा तो सुमित को सब अपना लेंगे.
Look, saying that your nephew is ruined is one thing, but saying he has to leave a woman he loves, his wife, forsake his own happiness, for the sake of his bitter family, for the sake of this mysterious wider Indian society, is just ice cold. Family should support you. They shouldn't try and bring you down. Now, thankfully, for as upsetting as this fight clearly is for his parents, especially his mum, they are finally giving Jenny and Sumit their support. They are standing up for their relationship. But the question is, at what cost? Will their support for their son end up leaving all of them shunned from their family?
ठीक है, आपको अपना परिवार बनाना है तो आप अपना परिवार बनाइए, मैं जा सकता. तुम्हें अपनाना है तो तुम अपनाओ.
Yeah, that is clearly a threat. You're either with us, with the family, or you're with them. You're with Jenny and Sumit. Now, wisely, while all of this was going on, Jenny removed herself from this situation. She quietly slipped away and went into her bedroom, shutting the door behind her. Like, given her tendency to flare up and get angry, to bite back, that's probably a very sensible decision. It's a good idea not to make things even worse. But right now, it's difficult to see how this situation could get much worse. Just when you thought Jenny and Sumit really had been welcomed back into their family, now, it seems, his parents have been given an ultimatum.
It might make my parents feel like fighting against the society and culture is not worth it. I don't know, but I think it's very risky for us.
It's sad, isn't it? One loud, opinionated aunt could undo years of hard work, years of progress. Look, the truth is, we all know it, Sumit's parents do deeply care what other people think, particularly their own family. Like, I'm sorry, but it's difficult to see how this level of pressure won't end up impacting family dynamics. It inevitably will, one way or the other. They're not going to be able to keep everyone happy, clearly. But with their future now tied to the wider Indian society, with the financial fate of their whole family linked to the cafe that, of course, they're going to need people, society to come and order from, Jenny, Sumit and his parents now face a very difficult balancing act. One that seems almost impossible to navigate.